I don't know what I like most about this cover. Maybe it's the way Jack looks like a totally different person. Maybe it's how everybody color coordinated by accident. Or maybe it's how Brittany is supposed to look seductive, but really it looks like she's about to fall asleep.
Argo Funk Book Review, Argo Funk Book Review.
We start with Brittany at the country club, bossing around the hired help. Jack tells her to be nicer, and Brittany notes Jack has been criticizing her statements a lot lately. He's also been staring at her like he's not sure who she is, and sounds like they'll break up in this book. Nikki shows up. Brittany notes that Nikki's rich enough to buy the country club. No, Brittany, actually, her family owns the country club. They said that in book 1. Continuity! Nikki's taking private tennis lessons from Dennis Tennis? No, his name is Dustin Tucker. Dustin invites them all to play doubles tennis. Brittany doesn't want to admit she has no idea how to play, so she decides she's gonna flirt with Dustin. That will distract everybody from her awful tennis game. Everyone will be so impressed at how great she is with guys, and she's already got a cute one-liner about tennis and love. Needless to say, Brittany's plan here is really stupid. She flirts with another guy right in front of her boyfriend for a full hour. That's obviously a bad idea that's gonna backfire. But Brittany doesn't think that far ahead, and so she's completely taken by surprise when Jack is mad at her. The other story in this book is about Lacey Dupree. She's upset because she's been working at a music store for months now, but she still doesn't have enough money for a car. Because, part-time minimum wage for a few months should definitely get you enough money to buy a new car. Lacey asks her boss for a raise. He says no, it doesn't matter that she's a good employee who's worked for a long time. Everybody gets minimum wage no matter what. This guy sounds exactly like a lot of bosses I worked for in the past. Lacey makes a deal. If she could get a band called the Deadbeats to do an album signing at the store, she'll get a raise. And by coincidence, Brittany is ordered to interview the Deadbeats for the school paper. Brittany's forced to swallow her pride and ask Lacey for help with the... Wait. That's a story we should have gotten. Instead, Brittany doesn't care about the interview and she ignores it for the entire book. Jeremy Pratt is still trying to get Brittany to set him up with Kim Bishop. You know what happened the last time he called Kim? She said she'd have to think about it. Think about it! That's unacceptable to Jeremy. He offers to be Brittany's sponsor at the country club if she helps him out. Brittany instantly agrees, because she wants to be a country club member so badly she would probably punch a small child in order to become one. I know that Brittany's not thinking logically in this book, but I have to ask, if all she needs is 2 country club members to sponsor her, why can't she use Jack and Kim? Her boyfriend and her best friend would definitely not turn her down. Yeah, she'd have to admit to Jack that she lied about being a country club member, but that's way better than being pseudo-blackmailed by Jeremy. And besides, Brittany and Jack are due for a long, serious talk about the flirting with Dustin thing. But of course, Brittany can't talk to her boyfriend like a normal person. That's not dramatic enough. So instead, Brittany gets a phone call from Dustin. He says he can't stop thinking about her, and he asks her out on a date. Brittany decides this is a great idea, a perfect way to make Jack jealous. Brittany's friends warn her this is a really stupid plan, she's gonna lose Jack forever, but Brittany doesn't care. Jack hasn't talked to her in 2 days. Clearly he deserves to be cheated on. Oh, okay, so, I don't know if it's obvious, but I really don't like Brittany in this book. She's awful, and she continues making bad decisions. When she tells Kim that Jeremy's madly in love with her, she buys Kim flowers with a love poem, which is allegedly from Jeremy. Then she turns around and tells Jeremy it's not romantic whatsoever. Why would you do that, Brittany? You have flowers and a love poem? You said he's madly in love? That's not an introduction to a platonic date! Does Brittany not know how dates work? Because that would explain a lot about this book, okay? Brittany's date with Dustin goes badly. He's got a junk car. He takes her to a cookout with his awful friends, and she hates every minute of the evening. When he kisses her at the end of the date, it's okay, but sparks don't fly, and she's disappointed. He's nice, but he's not Jack. Jack is really something special. Kim and Jeremy's date is also a huge failure. The truth comes out when Kim mentions the flowers that she got, and they realize the entire thing was a setup by Brittany, and they're furious. I'm not sure why Jeremy is mad, because he was in on the scheme the entire time, but whatever. The two of them decide to ruin Brittany forever by destroying her social life, which in this case means that a cheerleader avoids her. How awful! Brittany's so upset the only way that she can cheer herself up is by going on more dates with Dustin. She doesn't like him, but she dates him anyway. Brittany's giving me a headache, so let's switch gears to Lacey. Lacey calls the band's manager, and they agree to do the record signing. Hooray! But everything goes wrong after that. The printer messes up the dates on the publicity posters, and the shipment of records goes missing. Lacey and the gang are forced to drive to Chicago to get new records, but they get stuck in traffic. They arrive too late, and they're forced to sleep in the car until the building opens in the morning. It was a really cute scene, all of them crammed together in the car for 12 hours. Or at least it was much better than anything happening with Brittany in the book. Jack eventually calls Brittany and tells her they should break up. She acts like he's just being silly, and she tries blaming him for everything. Jack chews her out, because she's a selfish social climber with no morals or brains. Yeah, sounds pretty accurate to me. She's not the kind of girl he wants, so he's giving up on her. Jeremy and Kim make sure the entire school knows Brittany was dumped for being a tramp. It's harsh, but she totally deserved it. The same night Jack dumps Brittany, he goes on a date with somebody else, and Brittany's really furious that he's seeing another woman, which is really rich coming from Miss I made out with another guy 4 times because I was bored. I was expecting a huge plot twist where it's revealed that Jack's new beau is Kim. But no, we don't hear anything else about it. I think Jack and his new girlfriend lead the series forever at this point. Goodbye, Jack. You deserved better than what you got. Brittany is further humiliated when Dustin breaks up with her because he's leaving the country. Brittany can't believe both guys dumped her. This is awful. She lost her boyfriend, her best friend. The entire school hates her. Is there anything in her life that's good? Anything worth living for? Yes, there is one thing. What is it? Her family? Friends? Religion? What? 2 pages later, we learn that it's the country club. Yeah, that's the only thing Brittany decides is worth living for. The only thing that matters to her is the possibility of being a country club member. Yeah, that just happened. At the album signing, Brittany goes up to the front of the line, because she's a member of the press. Member of the press, writes a gossip column for the school newspaper, close enough. She abuses her status as a member of the press in order to let Jeremy and Kim cut to the front of the line. They seem partially grateful to Brittany for doing them such a huge favor. In the end, Lacey gets a raise and a bonus, Nikki's afraid of reporters, and Brittany wonders if there's something she can do to make Jeremy and Kim like her. Didn't she just do that? The end. Post-book follow-up. I didn't like this book. Brittany was an awful person in the book, and she made bad decisions for the sake of creating drama. Like, she honestly didn't think it was a bad idea to hit on another guy in front of her boyfriend. Really? Give me a break. There's no sign of the more interesting Brittany we saw in previous books. The one with actual depth. The one who is capable of self-awareness. This Brittany is just stupid and selfish. They could have written a Brittany-Jack breakup book without Brittany being so oblivious and sleazy. They could have expanded on the drama of Brittany struggling with her feelings for Jack, or her worries that her family will ruin the relationship. They could have taken the story any number of ways, besides Brittany cheating on Jack for no reason. I didn't like the story, and there were multiple times I had to put the book down to groan about how stupid Brittany was acting. Not good. Like the previous book, there is no crossover between Brittany's storyline and Nikki's storyline, which makes me kind of bummed out, because in the first 2 books, Brittany and Nikki talk to each other all the time. Here, the stories are completely separate. It's like they just shoehorned a story about Lacey into a totally different book about Brittany and tried to make it fit. Lacey's story was okay, it just wasn't important in the long run, and I think it was probably a good idea to make it the subplot, not the main plot. I think Lacey's story could have been beefed up a little bit more with more of her boyfriend Rick, and the book in general could have been beefed up with more about Nikki. For the main character of the series, Nikki's pretty absent from this book. A few times it's mentioned that she's nervous about the upcoming school play, but that's not actually important. It's more foreshadowing for the next book than it is anything else. Overall, this was a bad book. Brittany is just stupid and awful, and it makes me extra sad because the previous book felt like it was setting up for a Brittany redemption arc. Instead, she got worse, not better, cheating on her boyfriend with a guy she actively dislikes. Lacey's story was inconsequential, and really, I don't think there was anything I liked about this book, besides for the scene where they all got trapped in Chicago overnight. I really, really hope that the rest of the series won't continue in this book's direction. I give River Heights number 4, Stolen Kisses, a 1 out of 10.